Welcome to this festive edition of A Strange New Pod. I'm your captain and host, Julian Brown, and no subspace rift is going to get in the way of our Christmas cheer. Isn't that right, guys?
Damn tootin'.
Damn tootin'. No subspace rifts. Subspace isn't broken in 2021, unless it is, and that's why COVID happened. Who knows? Alongside me, as always, the best bridge crew that I would gladly spend eternity in the pattern buffer with, Lieutenant Hawk, who I know, sir, you are licking your chops at the references made in tonight's episode.
So many references.
And our resident Kelvinverse conspiracy theorist, Commander Giraffe. Happy Festivus. How we doing? Yeah, it's been a day, right? Everybody's had
it's been a day, it's been a week, it's been a couple years.
Happy Omicron. It sounds like something right out of Star Trek.
I see you every day, Julian, so you know.
I do see you every day. I know how you're doing. We've been opening these crappy gifts the past few days.
I haven't seen the last couple ones.
Okay, so we'll show you. We'll show you. I don't actually know what happened to the Captain Archer pin. I told Cecily she could have it because it was awful. Yeah, you show yours.
An Archer pin.
Oh, it's really bad.
Look how sad he is.
Where's his nose?
Yeah, exactly.
He has no nose.
And then show him the stupid thing that I'm really mad at. The eraser.
No, I gave it.
Oh, you gave it away?
I gave it to my husband.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. At least
he draws, so I was like, you want this?
At least someone's getting use out of it. Guys, tonight, Ensign Admiral of Everything Aaron is literally being affected by Stormy Weather, the name of this week's episode. So it
is stormy.
Yeah,
it is stormy.
She's out. She's out. Ensign Eric, not Ensign Eric. He's not an ensign. Rear Admiral Eric is having family cold issues, so he's off tonight. And as we said last week, Lieutenant Brittany is at her work's holiday party. So three-way. It's a threesome, just like last week.
She's live tweeting it, so
yeah. What are you gonna say, Giraffe?
My tea is very strong.
My wild cherry Pepsi from Taco Bell, which now has Bacardi in it, is also very strong.
Yeah, I don't know what I've done.
But it's Festivus for the rest of us, right? Right? It is. It totally is. It totally is.
It's Trekmas.
It is. It's Trekmas. Let's get right to it, guys. This week, desperate for more answers about the DMA, Discovery enters a subspace rift left by the anomaly. Also, it is kind of like a Christmassy episode because Book is seeing ghosts from Christmas past, right?
True.
So
true.
Giraffe has a ton of notes, and and Zora might blow up the ship if she gets angry. We're going to talk all about that. We'll have our usual deep thoughts and analysis just a little bit. But before we do, Hawk, we need to thank our patrons at the Ready Room level and above.
I would love to. Thank you to all our patrons, starting with Simon Stager, Jeff Reeve, Mariah Gossett, Rob, Jen Stein, Tina Alexander, Joe Saporito, Noe Santos, Kang Wee, Haven, Takako Nagumo, Kara Kennedy, Mark, Fernando Nogales, SMK, Ian Davies, Amy Grace, and Laura Lindemann. Thank you, and I hope you guys have a great holiday.
Yeah, happy holidays, Patron Collective. Yeah. Speaking of our patrons and our Patreon, if you're listening and you're not part of our Patron Collective yet and would like to join, we're actually going to be revamping. Me and Aaron have plans to revamp and make our patron stuff like offerings better. We'll also be getting and announcing our 2021, our second yearly collective pin. So stay tuned for that. I don't know what Eric has in his genius mind, but I know he's got something good. So we'll have that. And thank you for your support for this entire year, because it's been a wild one and you've stuck with us. We've had some go, we've had some come. It's been really great. And we really appreciate the support. It is a collective and we love that. So.
And remember, I started by just being silly on the Discord, and now they put me to work. See that?
You did. It's true. We did.
No, apparently I have to sing. What is happening?
We recognize your talent, and we thought we got to put that to work here.
That's right. Wait, Giraffe, are you going to sing Stormy Weather for us? Are you going to sing us a song?
No, but I'm gonna tell you how much I lost my mind at the reference. And no, but it's 25 patrons and we sing, right?
25 patrons
Yes.
and we sing. We're still at that 20. It's not gone up and it's not gone down. So, you know, we got to get a few more, but it could happen. It could happen, right? We
Damn
can
right.
get there. That's right.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, because I didn't want that to come out live on the air. Before we get into the main show, I have some news to talk about. Oh no, I decided not to do this. We're not going to do this. So I will say, I will make a long story short. There is news if you haven't seen on the internet yet. Discovery is going on a mid-season hiatus after next week's episode, and it'll be back a little over a month later, February 10th. So we were going to make kind of like a hinting at a special thing that we're doing for the pod that's going to be really cool. And I guess I am still technically hinting at it because I'm telling you about it right now. But I was going to say, stay tuned next week as we kind of leave you little, breadcrumbs to step on and find. But that's not happening anymore. We're going to hold off a few weeks to see how schedules work.
I have so many questions about like series doing these like mid thing break. Like, what is this? The 90s?
I
Like,
think
come on.
okay. I think that people are getting ahead of themselves when they're getting upset about it because you have to
I'm
remember.
not upset. I'm
not. I wasn't talking about you. I'm just saying that COVID, and it was already a bitch to film the season, let alone whatever post-production has to happen. And I'm guessing that both the break for Prodigy and Discovery have a lot to do with wrapping up any, little post-production things that maybe weren't finished yet. And it gives them more time to put the extra polish on the episodes that they need. And I think that's exactly what it is. So
Basically,
making me so worried about Strange New World.
I know, getting delayed another year.
oh my God, I know. But I mean, like, I'm willing to do the wait with Discovery, with Prodigy, and that because I know that they're gonna make it nice. They're gonna, just make.
Well, it's not like we're becoming any less busy. After next week, the week after is right back to 5 more episodes of Prodigy, so we're not going anywhere. And that's exciting. And I think I can't say that it's a definite thing yet, but we're gonna try and get the composer of Star Trek Prodigy on the show. So in those 5 weeks, so we're gonna try and make that happen. So stay tuned for details on that because we want to talk to her. She's amazing. If you don't know her, look her up. I'm actually looking up her name because I don't want to unpronounce it. I know her name, but I always pronounce it wrong. It's Nami Malumid, I think, and that's without looking it up. But I don't want to. If I pronounce it wrong, she'll tell me when and if she comes on the show. But I did it without looking it up. I just wanted to make sure I pronounced it right. She's amazing. And yes, January 6th, Haven, is the return of Star Trek Prodigy. That is correct. So, I think that's it for news because we're not doing our special hint at this cool thing that we're doing that we are still 100% doing, just not when we were going to do it. So that means, guys, that it's time for your favorite segment of the pod, the Strange New Loop. And the question is this week, if you had to spend an extended amount of time in the transporter pattern buffer with any Star Trek character, who would it be and why? It could be weeks, months, possibly eternity. Choose your answer carefully.
So wait, do you feel?
I think you do. I think you do.
From what I've learned from previous episodes of Star Trek that have to do with like teleportation and accidents and that, there's, when you're in the pattern buffer and that, there's still a little bit of consciousness going on. So if you're stuck in there with a character, and might have a lot of time with them.
Yeah, and for the Strange New Loop's sake, we're just assuming that is the case. So
yes, yeah, you know who my answer is going to be. It's going to be Picard in that, and I'm going to drive him crazy in that because we're just basically going to be like doing all his best monologues and bits together. Measure of a man, his speech.
I don't know if that would make me like have calmer nerves or just drive me insane after a bit because I thought about, is Hawk going to say Picard or would he just get like Picarded out?
Get Picarded out? I don't know. No, I wouldn't get. He would get sick of me. I would never get sick of him.
I like that answer.
So imagining Hawk and Picard stuck in the pattern buffer gave me so much Q&A vibe, you know. So I'd say Una and Spock, because like I feel it's gonna be a banter, and I wouldn't have to do anything. I would just enjoy the show, you know.
Yep.
You would
that's my
just
answer.
not say a word and let them talk to each other?
Let them talk about eggplants all day long. Just ignore this.
Nice.
Nice.
For once, I had an answer.
Yeah, that was
Doing
good.
all these thing we do in the morning, like the prompts. I'm getting better at it.
You are getting better at it, and that is, I think, like has something to do with it. Us seeing each other every morning, it's like we get a warm up for the pod. So,
Absolutely.
I have kind of an answer and a half, or an answer and a quarter. My first one would be Anson Mount's Captain Pike, because man, that voice, if I could hear his voice in my head, his soothing, like he could talk about horses, he could talk about captaining the Enterprise, he could talk about wood, because the man likes a good wooden table and carpentry.
We can't talk about wood.
Wood.
What was that
We're not
sentence?
talking about having threesomes, so I mean, like, you know.
Just remember, never ask him about Talos 4.
Oh, yeah, that
It's
would be a conversation stopper too. And then my other answer, if I wasn't going to go with a person, like, cause like it's got to be like, I don't know, anxiety causing to be stuck in a buffer, like out of body and maybe never coming out of there. I would have Grudge's consciousness there as well, for a kitty or Spot to have the purring and the calming factors of a cat purring and cooing, and I think that would be really important. So. Yeah, that's my answer. Yeah. So, anybody else? Oh, Haven, Captain Ezri Dax, so I can learn all there is to know about the lifetimes that Dax got to learn.
See, that's a very smart answer. I think
is.
like a Trill or a Vulcan, like, because you need people that have enough stuff to tell you for like a long time.
Yeah.
And believe me, normal humans, we get stuck very fast without new input. But like a Trill with many lifetimes, or a Vulcan with like a lot of memorized, or an android. I don't know. They don't have a consciousness today. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that can like just tell you things for like years at end. That's the thing. See, it's like TV. It's a good answer.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
What was I going to say? Talix wrote Porthos. Also good. I don't know though, because what if that beagle in the pattern buffer gets like a phantom nose smell and he just starts howling away like beagles do? I own a beagle. It could be disastrous. Just saying. It's true, right? Like, you know,
Again,
like when
you
people
want
get
somebody to talk with.
well,
I
yeah,
know.
but like having a dog to, you know, fake cuddle in your head. I don't know. That's a good idea, but
You already have Greg.
yeah, I have Grudge, and I just
A
like
dog to fake cuddle in your head. What?
oh, that's right. And Porthos got lost in the buffer by Scotty in Star Trek 2009.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know when he reappears. Oh, none were very quiet. That's right, Talix. Beagles are not quiet. Should we get into it? Should we get into the episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Stormy Weather. It's our review of episode 406 of Discovery. Hawk, we're going to lead in right with you, sir. What did you think about this week's episode?
This was another great episode. Shill warning here.
Shill warning. Red alert. Red alert. Red alert. Or
Red alarm.
because it's Discovery. Wait, do I not have that here? Is that would be sad? Oh, here it is.
You don't have the black alert.
Did I shorten it? No, this is the one that keeps going. I need to stop it. That I think like one of our like near the beginning of the show, I pressed that and we were live, and Eric just was like, it keeps going and going and going. I need to shorten that one down. Yeah, sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
Another dangerous mission ahead for the Discovery crew. After it says they say they're going to investigate a crime scene. which was very apt the way they put it in that. Venturing into a subspace rift left behind by the DMA, and the references were just insane. Force of Nature from TNG. I can't remember the Voyager episode.
It's the episode where they go into that portion of space
the void.
yeah, it's literally a
Into
void.
the void.
And it's
Yeah.
like it's
And they
causing
call it the void.
yeah, and it's causing the crew massive anxiety because there's no stars and you can't hear anything, and it's just
Is it the Voyager conspiracy?
no. I
the
think
one?
it was Into the Void. I think it was Into the Void.
Into the void?
That sounds about right. So yeah, they go into the void. They also called up a lot of references to episodes like the one where the Enterprise ventured into the that alien's basic laboratory. You know, when they took the Enterprise into the void.
Mm-hmm.
No stars, no way out. And there was so much happening in that. Yeah, it was a great bridge crew episode. Everybody had a role to play. I loved Gray and Zora's interaction. We'll get into that later. It was just a great episode. Yeah,
Hawk, no, go ahead.
I say I don't know why. It's just season 4 just seems to be hitting all the marks with me in that, and I'm having trouble finding a flaw.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I'm seeing people on Twitter saying that this is one of not just Discovery's best seasons, but one of the best seasons of Star Trek ever made. And it's hard to argue with. This season has been there's nothing in this episode that really made me like super emotional, but like at the end of it, I got just like a little teary-eyed because I was telling Karen, I'm like, this episode in this season of Star Trek has been something that we haven't gotten since I think the 90s. Just like a great
Since
full
Voyager.
season. Yeah. Since Voyager.
Enterprise did an episode kind of like that a little bit.
But just the fact that you can't really find a flaw, you know, in this season so far. Hawk, I was going to ask you, do you think that this is the best bridge episode that they've done in the series so far?
Yeah, I'd say so. Because like basically the Discovery is in one of those impossible situations in that where all they have to rely on is each other. And everybody had a role to play in that, from bridge officers down to medical and, you know, even for non-commissioned officers.
Yeah. And just to correct us from earlier, it wasn't Into the Void, it was Night. The episode was Night. Voyager enters a vast region of space with no stars or systems. As the crew tries to find a way to pass time in the desolate part of space, Janeway bitterly reflects on her decision that stranded them in the Delta Quadrant. It was the season premiere of what, season 5? Five. Yeah. So, but Void was also one where they went into a region of space very much like that. So, yeah, both are good callbacks. Giraffe, your thoughts on this episode?
So I took notes because I started watching it and I was like, okay, there's been so many things happening. I need to take notes because I kept having like all these like references again, like to so many episodes. I was like, okay, which one is the right reference? Like, help me on this, you know? And every time there was a new thing, I was like, okay, they're going this way. Oh my God, they're going this way. The TOS references were for me what like really like made me vibe. I guess we'll talk about it later. Maybe, I don't know. But
You can talk about it now, and if we need to talk about it more,
now.
yeah.
All right. The Galactic Barrier, guys. Yes. So to match with what Tarka, yeah.
Tarka, yep.
Tarka. Tarka was saying the precedent episode with the god level power, and then we have like it's something that comes from the other side of the galactic barrier, so another galaxy, and like TOS where no man has gone before. Gary Mitchell, like there's sorry, but go ahead.
Also, Final Frontier.
I was waiting, and I waited patiently, and someone brought it up, and it wasn't me. I'm glad. Thank you.
Okay, good.
And by any other name. And by any other name, where it comes from. Like they meet the Kelvins, and the Kelvins come from the other side of the galactic barrier. They punch a hole through it, and and they have this psychic power that we see in book manifesting, right? They can see his father, the psionic energy, and the what really really made me it is the pattern buffer, because it is the first episode where Scotty says it's green, and then there's the pattern buffer episode where they find Scotty and he says again it's green. And I'm like,
Okay.
guys, this is too much. This is too many hints. My head is going to explode. Okay, so I don't say it's the Kelvins, because then Zora would know about the Kelvins. You know, it's weird. But we know that there are great powers that comes from the Andromeda galaxy, right? So I think
I
hope
think
some name drops.
I feel like I'm taking a little bit of risk here, but sue me. I think I'm allowed to say this. You are going to I'm going to video conference you while you watch next week's episode to watch your head explode. And that is the only thing I'm going to say. That is not a spoiler. That is not nothing.
Hey, can I do the spoiler alert?
I don't have a spoiler alert. I don't have a spoiler alert.
I hope everybody has watched Hawkeye. Everybody has watched Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's I guess mute your Twitch for 3, 2, 1 if you haven't watched Hawkeye. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so in Hawkeye, I've been saying that the dog is Thor since the beginning, and I was expecting that the last episode will give me an answer, and it didn't, and I was so sad. So I need my mind blown. That is all. That was not really a spoiler.
No.
Kinda.
No.
I don't know. Wow, people are weird with the spoilers. What was I saying? So great episode. By the way, it started with Spock. I was like, oh, but I need an explanation with the trees, because like the twice Spock, there's like baby Spock and then there's adult Spock. Like that's not how a tree works, Michael. I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, I posed, and I watched frame by frame our trees to see what's there. So there's twice Spock, baby Spock and adult Spock, whatever.
I don't think the trees are necessarily like family trees. They're more like memory trees and that. So she'd have these memories of
agreed.
Spock and that with her as a kid and that, and then like adult.
Okay.
Spock
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm always happy to see twice Spock. I mean, my notes are a lot of me yelling at stuff like, no, not the dot. Bryce is back. Her stylists are delivering. I really like the hairstyle that they're having for Owoshi-kun. They're great. Thank you. Yes.
She's a queen. She's the other queen on Discovery. Yeah.
Okay. Another thing that I wanna say. Two more things. One, that scene where we have Anne Pollard, Anne Burnham, and Book, and Culber. I was like, Black Trek. Yes, we've made it, baby.
That was
like,
that was
I didn't know I was
peak
gonna see that in my lifetime.
peak Black Trek. Peak Black Trek.
You were watching that and just singing to yourself, looks like we made it.
I was like, we made it. Well, we won sci-fi. I mean, I've been watching the Witcher at the same time with Fringilla, Mimi and Dewi. Amazing. I feel like finally I can watch sci-fi like I was intended to. So beautiful scene. Thank you, Star Trek. I'm sorry, I'm like partying by myself, but
no. Party on, Garth.
Party on.
And then in the end, when she's like, do you want me to sing a song? And I was like, what's like? So you know what? I was expecting some like callback from Calypso, you know, but Stormy Weather, Ethel Waters. I was like, oh, like incredible. So just for I actually copied like the Wikipedia in my phone, so I could say that during the pod. So give me a second. So Ethel Waters was the second African American to be nominated for an Academy Award. She was the first African American to star on her own television show and the first African American woman to be nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award. Yes, thank you, Star Trek. That is my review. I have more things to say, but I'll say that later.
It was a really cool rendition of the song too. I don't have the actor's name for Zora off the top of my head, but she's an amazing.
Annabella Wallace.
She's an amazing singer.
Was that her actually?
yeah,
singing?
I'm a 99% positive it's actually
Yeah.
her singing because she sung in the Calypso episode too, right?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, and I believe
So
they said it was
just
her.
the song "Stormy Weather" was by
Right.
the
Right.
Waters, not like in
Yeah.
the episode. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, it was
So
Zora who sang. Yeah,
I am crazy in love with this season of Star Trek Discovery. I pray to the Star Trek gods above that they don't do something like near the end of season 3 to make me like change my mind, because so far this is a near perfect season, and this episode made me do so many like double takes and so many like just there was a point when it was either Saru, whoever mentioned the Great Barrier, I made like that meme with the husky. I made that face, and I was like, they wouldn't reference Final Frontier, and of course they did. And I was like, well done. And like the Voyager references from those 2 episodes, like I was like, do you know how much they've referenced Voyager since they've shown Voyager J? I feel like that can't be for nothing. Just pointing that out. The bridge crew dynamic. Holy crap, can we get this for now on? Please. Every single one of them coming up with ideas and working together. Michael in the chair, I forget who said it, either on Discord or on Twitter, saying that she is just so confident in the chair and just meant to be there and such an amazing captain. And the respect that she gets from the rest of her crew is just like, it was just so great. And, you know, we've been waiting so long for Saru and Michael to be in this place that they're finally at, where they're working as one cohesive team, never questioning one another. They do have that trust that we've wanted them to have for 3+ seasons. I love that. I love the moment where, you know, Bryce is talking about sending, or it was either Bryce or Reese was talking about sending out the photonic buoy, and Detmer just immediately like, listen, if you can do so-and-so, I could track it via the sound. And, you know, just like Michael is bringing out the best of her crew, and seeing a true bridge episode and seeing that the writers and this team can make it happen in the way it happened in this episode just makes me want it for the rest of the season. Like, we need them all to be interacting more. It was the best bridge crew episode of the show so far. So,
but didn't you miss Tilly? I totally missed Tilly on this one.
I can make the unpopular comment and say no, I didn't.
I didn't last week.
Yeah.
I didn't last week, but this week when there was like the science thing, like to figure out find the solution, I was like, I was expecting her, you know, but yeah.
But I really like that Adira has taken that place and is doing well, and the fact that it wasn't just Adira, it was Gray and Zora. And let's just talk about Gray and Zora, and that not just being about Zora becoming sentient. Their whole scene is just a you know, kind of a metaphor for transitioning, and they're doing that in such this like subtle and beautiful way. I love their conversation, and that's going to be something that gets touched on even more next week, which is really cool. I should mute my phone. Shame on me. I love that Gray had something to do this week and really act, and Ian Alexander really got to act in this episode. Yeah, I loved it, going to the subspace rift, and Michael. And did you notice that Michael had to make a really hard choice, and for once she didn't risk her crew? She was like, okay, this is dangerous, we need to leave, I'm not gonna risk anybody. And that was the right call. Did it end up working out? No, they all almost died, but one did die. But had she not made that decision, more probably would have. So this was just so good. I could go on for hours, I feel like, about this episode. The visual effects.
What did you think? Oh
no, go ahead.
What did you think of the backstory for Oshikun? We get a little bit of her backstory.
We do. It was good. Again, I feel like they give us like one line of dialogue for Aoshikun like every season. Like, she grew up in this mission. We get that when she's talking to Pike, and in this episode, about wanting to be able to save everybody. It's no, it's great. Just like keep giving it to us. So
Maybe devote more of an episode. What I really want to see going into the next half of this season, that something has got to do more with the bridge characters and that, because I think they all have some stories and that they need fleshed out.
Yeah, it's like they kind of hafted it with Reese last week, right? Being like him leading the evacuation, Yeah. But give us more. Give us more of that. We all want it. We've been saying it for 3 seasons, and they did it, and they did it well. So, let's get into some more detail. We just talked about it, all 3 of us, but we can keep talking about it. Listen, this was like the ensemble piece of the season so far. Everybody had something to do. The bridge crew, right? Every single main character of the show was on the bridge. And it really felt like yet another Planet of the Week episode where they all like needed to be on the bridge, like you got in TNG and in Voyager. It's the Trek that I've been saying that we all know and love, and how this season has really like become that. How do we feel about them, the bridge crew, the engineering teams, medical? We finally got to see Dr. Pollard back. All kind of coming back together to be this unit.
I have to say that you texted me the picture of Pollard.
I know.
As soon as that dropped.
Monday when CBS released the promo photos, I just texted Giraffe. He was like, "She's back."
And I was like, yes. Yeah, sorry.
Who's up? Who wants to say something on the bridge unit?
I love that this week's episode. You know how like in the last for the last 4 episodes and that they've done a great job of tailoring these stories and that of these characters, but they all seem to be a little separated in that. Michael would be off planet doing one thing and that somebody would be elsewhere in that. This was them all confined into the same situation within the same kind of real-time framework. 33 minutes until this corrupted subspace and that makes its way to the Discovery and that, and basically just eats it alive.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was a perfect way of kind of doing a bridge crew story. Everybody had a part to play.
The yellow shirt is the new red shirt.
The yellow shirt is the new red shirt.
Much, right? They're flipping that script.
Like, okay, I was so scared that they were gonna kill Pollard. I was like, if they kill Pollard,
I was there with you. I was like, they brought her back just to kill her. She's
like, can you do that to me? And they just like killed that ensign, and then they're like, oh, let's get to work. And I was like, oh, okay, see you, Janeway. Firing your photon torpedoes into the void. What is that? But yeah, and they killed the Dot. I mean, like, legit, the death of the Dot was like more horrible than the death of the human being.
They made the Dot scream.
They made. I feel like it's screaming. I was like, yeah, it is. Oh my god, what is happening?
It's almost as if and then somebody takes over the line screaming.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
That poor Dot.
That poor Dot.
Totally. We're going old school Trek. I'm like, okay, poor Ensign Cortez, that's the name. I like the Bryce is back.
Yeah.
I was asking where he was, and I was told he was gone, and he was here, and I was like, communication officer. So Bryce is back. I'm very happy about this. So everybody was here. The hair was good. The hair was awesome. The hair was beautiful.
Hair and makeup department,
smart.
baby. I know.
The hair. I'm so glad to not see like you know, black women with straight hair, but like beautiful.
Michael's hair has been
my-
on point this season.
It's my own opinion. It's cool if you have straight hair. I have weird hair, so I just appreciate. Like, have you seen Owoshikun hair today? It was so good. It was so beautiful.
It was.
I have something
really
smart
was.
to say in this. Bridge crew. Okay, let's be honest. The captain stays with the ship. I was like, yes.
That was a moment. It was a moment.
It was great. I don't understand. What are these people who don't like this episode? Like, what is it?
There's
What-
people
why
that
are
didn't
you
like
into
this.
track?
You read people not liking this episode?
Yeah, it's like it's not good. I was like, what do you want from
Yeah,
Star Trek? It
Also,
has
what
everything.
episode did you watch? Yeah.
They made a robot scream. They threw somebody into space. They burned half the ship.
Oh my
There was a
God.
void. They fired photon torpedoes at nothing, and there was like something eating. Oh, what was the line? Oh wait, I wrote it down. Where is it? It was just eaten. What?
It was just eaten.
It was
Speaking of just being eaten, NYRLA goes, I hope Gomez wasn't eaten by the void like the Dot. R.I.P. Dot. Because Gomez probably got eaten too.
Cortez.
Oh yeah, sorry,
Cortez?
Cortez. So
Wasn't
he
Cortez?
yeah, NYRLA said Gomez. Sorry, Cortez.
I'm pretty sure the lack of oxygen got him first.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
probably.
sure the heart will give up, like being like thrown into space
Yeah,
like this.
exactly.
I mean, come on, Starfleet training yet again. Everybody's like, evacuate the deck. It's like, oh, I can't make the bloop 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 tube on the wall. What are you doing? Stop touching the tubes on the wall. They do nothing. Get out of here. So yeah, and I have to say one last thing about the bridge crew, the sass. Like when she asks Stamets about more energy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, maybe I have some under my chair." I know you would. I was like,
Yep. It's kind of like a little like
yes,
Kirk Scotty, right? Just a little bit, you know.
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Except Kirk
it was
didn't
great.
Kirk didn't throw his engineer out in airlock, but that's a whole nother thing.
One more thing. How about the fact that even though Michael called the mission, aborted, and that they went in looking for answers, and that they realized it was so dangerous that they weren't going in to complete the mission as they thought it would. They ended up getting some answers that they didn't
Yep.
even expect.
Yep.
And thanks
Are
to
those
thanks to
answers?
medical.
Thanks to medical.
No
Yep.
question. Oh yeah,
Yep.
true.
Yep.
True.
And
Psionic
because
energy.
because Book was going a little
Mm-hmm.
Well
What is it called? The ESP? What is
Yeah,
it called
ESP.
in QS? ESP.
Yeah, ESP.
the
Yeah. I mentioned as I was talking about my thoughts on the episode, Gray had a lot to do on this episode. It was very Gray heavy, which is great. How do we feel about their scenes both on the bridge, getting to interact with Adira and Michael, like getting to do some work, but also that scene with Zora and Zora reacting to kind of her feelings of dread and not being able to save Cortez and not being able to like focus correctly. This was a really interesting scene.
It was really intense. I mean, and it seems like Gray's character was like kind of in the perfect place at the perfect time, and that
Yeah.
when we've only just recently found out like Zora is developing emotion, and even for like for a sentient AI that's been around for God knows how many eons.
Mm-hmm.
The emergence of emotions and that tends to put it on the level of a newborn child. It's experiencing all these new things. And there's Gray, as perfectly stated, like being a guardian is a mixture of the spiritual and the scientific.
Yep.
Yeah, it was the only person who could like the game that he gets
Yep.
him to, I know
Yep.
the game that he gets him to play, to not to block out all distractions and that and focus.
Yep.
So
Yep.
good.
It was really good.
I
And Ian
wrote.
killed it.
Yes.
Yeah, I wrote Gray, the Zora Whisperer, and then I wrote, "Okay, sentient computer, get your shit together."
Yeah.
what
Can
I
you not
wrote.
blow up our ship, please? Can you focus?
But I think like there's something like going about like consciousness and artificiality, because like Gray has an artificial body,
Mm-hmm.
Zora is an artificial intelligence. I don't know where they're going with this, because I think it's a new trope. I mean, it's a new interpretation of an old trope. I think
Right.
that we saw with Data, for example, or Seven
Yeah.
of Nine. You know, the machine, the human, the soul, the fabrication, and I don't know where they're going, but I like the fact that I don't know where they're going, because it's a new pathway
Yeah.
into these very like explored stories in sci-fi. So I'm about it. I'm totally about it. But okay, it's one more episode in Star Trek where I'm gonna say that, and I think I said that 800 times. But everybody should freak out way more about that sentient computer, like way more, like way more.
I
Like they're all cool. They're like, the
I think
captain
it's
is
I
worried.
think it's different though. I think it's different. No, it is though, because Zora isn't a computer. Zora's integrated with the computer, but she's not a computer. She is a consciousness. She's always been a conscious. She's been the consciousness of the sphere data. So I think
Yeah,
it's
but now she controls
understandable.
the ship.
Yeah, but she's been controlling the ship, and she saved them last season. She helped save them last season. She's never shown any ill intent, and she never showed any ill intent in Calypso either. And that's long after the crew is left. So
Yeah.
We
But
don't
I
know.
get-
I was like, when they went into the pattern buffer, I was like, oh, they're gonna stay there for millennia, and Calypso is gonna take place before she brings them back. Is there something with time? Is it like actually were they gone for super long? Like, and then she just like comes back into the sick bay, and I was like, I have ID Star Trek. Please contact me.
what if a copy of Discovery was made during that whatever in the subspace rift, and that's Calypso? I feel like we're gonna get an answer before the season's over, right? Like we kind of
hope
have
so.
to. Yeah. MR Light wrote, just had a horrible thought since Julian mentioned Final Frontier. Does this mean we'll find out that the God being at the end of the movie is responsible for the DMA? I certainly hope not.
Oh Lord.
No.
Please no.
No, retire that god, please.
No.
No.
What does
Uh-uh.
God need with a
Need
starship?
With a spaceship.
Oh boy. I adored their scenes this week between those scenes with Gray and Zora. I kind of feel like we already touched this about Zora, so I think we could just move on to the next question unless anybody has anything else they want to talk about with her.
I'm just glad that Giraffe mentioned the data connection and that, because I'm totally seeing Zora as the new data.
Yes. Yeah.
For this series.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, as Spock would say, it's fascinating. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I want to know more. Would you like to know more? Finally, Book is just now and still is trying to cope with the loss of Quajon. It's, been the theme of the season so far. And now, after getting zapped with that ESP energy, he started seeing ghosts of Christmas. Yeah, Ghosts of Christmas Past, his daddy. How'd you guys feel about seeing him go through this and this kind of like sense of powerlessness he was going through in this episode?
Star Trek needs to stop with the shitty dads.
Thank you.
It
Agreed.
needs to stop. Like I wrote shitty dads of Star Trek assemble yet again. Like, what is it? Like only Cisco can be a good dad? Like, what is this? Come on. Like, well, we knew Book had trouble with his father. We knew something happened, but did he had to be so mean? Like, what is this? I was not ready for that. I was like, the guy cannot catch a break.
Are you trying to say that
a break.
Sarek is a bad father? I can't even finish that sentence.
Sarek is a
I can't
terrible
finish that
father.
sentence with a straight face.
Really,
I think they both have like good intentions, but like they deliver very poorly.
I mean, I think
Come
Book's
on.
dad is just straight up an asshole.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's got to be an internal struggle within Book, and that about his feelings with his dad, and that brought out the hallucination, and that mixed in with a little bit of electricity in that. But I mean, his father grew up in a time that was just terrible in that, under constant conflict with the Emerald Chain and that, trying to, as he said, look out for our people and that, but
Right.
you were you were more concerned about the animals we were hunting than the people that we were trying to save. I don't think, bad dads are necessarily a bad thing for Star Trek. They seem to motivate some of the characters in that to, do better things than them. So, I'm saying keep the bad dads around.
So I know earlier I called this episode perfect, and I actually I didn't mind like the stuff with Book. I just don't know how much it needed to be in the episode, if that makes sense. Like I could have just it could have stayed on the bridge. Like I feel like Book didn't need to be in this episode, but they wanted to keep what's going on with him relevant, if that makes sense. No?
I don't agree.
Okay.
I don't agree because I do think, and I don't know, I mean, I have not seen the next episode, so maybe I'm wrong, who knows? But I do think that the ESP, psionic energy, like whatever happens, is very important to like passing the galactic barrier and all this, because it's always been associated to that until now in Trek episodes, right? So I think they need to show that, because they're hinting to something, like they're getting into a line of like something that makes sense inside of Trek, I hope. And how to show that psionic energy out of Book, because Book is the empath, right? So it needs to be him, because he already has a power and he already has the mind to be able to process that. And if it's been Stamets, it would have been so weird. Imagine like Stamets seeing like the ghost of future past or something like that, and like getting in touch with like the greater universe. Book is the perfect person for that, because one, he already has like the power, so I think they kind of like downplay what's happening, because it taps into his thing. And then it gives us more background onto the character, because we're going to need to know that background. Why was he kicked out of Quajon? Why did he not have the thing? We kind of know, but I think it's going to be the key. Because I'm not sure this thing is going to leave him that easy. They say like, oh, it's fading. Yeah. I see you, Gary Mitchell. We know how that ends. Yes.
I like it. I like it's yet another Giraffe conspiracy theory. It all connects.
Yeah,
it always connects.
Kelvin verse.
You just said it. You just said it. You just said it. Could we go one episode? One episode. Come on.
Giraffe. Did you get a little bit of a vibe of The Expanse with him talking with the hallucination?
Yes, when he's like talking to himself in the sick bay, and like Culber just looking at him like, yep. And I was like, oh,
okay, but what sci-fi series hasn't had someone talking to themselves? Like,
well, that's the thing. And I hope if you haven't watched The Expanse, I don't know who you are or what is wrong with you. Watch The Expanse; it's so good, and it's season 3, so it was like a long time ago. But the thing is that there's a hallucination, right? Because you're crazy or you're sick or there's something wrong with your brain. And then there's hallucination that are the manifestation of something. And I think that's where Discovery is going.
All right. Any other thoughts on this episode before we get into our rating?
Let me check my notes.
I like it.
I wrote, Burnham is such a badass. I love her. So I think I needed to say that. Directed by Jonathan Frakes. We didn't say
Two takes, Frakes. It doesn't need to be said. You know it's a Frakes episode. It was so good. It was such a Frakes episode. The other thing Yes.
We have the name of Book. Tarex.
So we knew that already, didn't they say it once or twice before?
We didn't know that?
No,
I didn't know that.
I thought that his cousin called it.
Came up
his brother called him that I was
like super like excited about it.
Yeah, no, I think I knew that.
Whatever,
yeah.
I was not paying attention. Sorry.
I really dug Zora and Michael near the end, and Michael using just like her Vulcan like logic to try and like it was a mix of both Vulcan logic and emotion to just like get Zora in like the right headspace, because you're not just working like you said, Giraffe. you're not just working with a ship's computer anymore. You're working with a possible sentient being. So you can't just be like, computer, shut the fuck up and do your job. Hey, focus. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. I really like that.
When Zora went like, no, I will not do that. I was like, oh, Space Odyssey.
I also really dug, even though I don't like the away mission suits usually. I really liked her EV suit. Like, I thought the EV suit was really cool. It was very Tron. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I know there was a couple of points. I mean, like Zora, acknowledged that she was indeed a sentient, being.
Yeah.
Again, measure of a man kept coming back up to me, and
Yep.
it's like, what is he? What is consciousness, and that, even in the smallest degree.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even Michael called out Zora in that and said, "You're being too long."
Holy shit!
Oh,
Special
Eric is
guest!
here?
A special guest is joining. What is this? What is this madness?
Whoop.
Hello! Hey!
Hey!
Merry Christmas!
Hi, baby, Tala.
Hi,
He's so
Tala.
Good.
Oh, baby.
It's Merry Christmas, because I'm not going to be able to talk before then.
Oh, I love it. This is a great surprise. Hi, baby.
I'm probably shaking the camera. I'm shaking because I'm bouncing. It's okay, little one. Look, it's friends.
Hi.
Hello.
Look at that little runny nose.
I
Oh.
know. Well, yeah, I just wanted to say hi, guys. I thought I was going
Hi.
to jump on at least for a little bit at the end, but nope.
Nope.
It is not.
Oh. Well, we miss you.
I miss you guys
We
too.
do.
You want to say bye?
Say bye-bye.
Bye.
We hope
Aw.
everybody gets better.
Yeah, we hope everybody feels better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh. All right.
Okay, have a good night, guys.
Night.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy
Christmas.
holidays to everybody. and your
Yeah.
family.
Thanks. Bye. Bye, Collective too. Bye.
Oh. Well, that was a nice surprise. I love that. That was adorable, even though baby was sick. That stinks.
Oh, baby's sick. Oh, there's one more thing we didn't speak about. But
What's
the name drop at the beginning of the episode where they were like, the Enterprise didn't pick. I was like, I'm sorry, the Enterprise? Where is the Enterprise?
Dude,
Where's the
Saru said
Enterprise?
Voyager twice.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. He said Voyager twice, but they've been like giving us Voyager. Like we
I know, I
saw
know,
Voyager.
I
There's
know.
been speaking about Voyager. They're like talking about Voyager. Like we saw it twice. Where's the Enterprise? Show me the Enterprise. I want to see the Enterprise. Who's the captain of the Enterprise?
No. They were making a reference to like the old Enterprise.
No, I don't
It
think
was-
so.
It was
Yeah.
definitely TNG. There was TNG episode,
Yeah.
Enterprise, and that.
Oh,
There's
come
an
on, you
episode,
know.
No,
yeah,
sorry.
it's an episode called Force of Nature,
Yep.
and that, and it had to do
No,
with
but
that.
You know there's an Enterprise somewhere, right?
Is there? Why haven't we seen it yet?
Come on, it's somewhere. It's not possible that they don't have an Enterprise. You agree on this, right?
No, I
They
mean,
have a
I'm
Voyager.
no, I don't think there's an Enterprise.
What?
I don't think there's
Twitch,
an
help
Enterprise.
me.
No.
The USS Picard, get out
Get
of
out
here.
of town. No. Let's get into it. Let's get into our ratings before we get any more giraffe conspiracy theories. Our rating out of 10 dots. Sad face. 10 dots.
Why do they have to scream?
Why do they have to scream? Oh, God. Fuck.
I'm gonna go 10 out of 10 on this one. I love this episode. Even though we had a dot screaming as it died, and that it was a great episode. Best bridge crew episode so far. Best gray episode so far.
Yep.
I'm thinking because like there's so many things I like in it, but I feel it's like it's an unachieved. You know what I mean? It's like the start of like they're like getting to the good part, they're getting to the excitement, to the like because like a good Trek episode is an episode where I'm gonna have all the feels.
I
You
don't know
know,
if that's
like,
necessarily true.
Well, for me,
For you.
it's
Okay,
like
fair.
this,
No,
like,
everybody's
it's-
different. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're right. You're
It's an
absolutely
episode I'm gonna be like vibing. I'm gonna be scared. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be
Yeah.
crying. I don't know. It had everything. First of all, again, Black Trek. Yes. the bridge crew is awesome, the story is good, but we see that, it's like not a first parter, but you know what I mean?
No, I
It's
do.
like,
I do. Yeah.
the- I'm still on the amuse bouche, I'm waiting for the main plate. But it was a great episode. It's going in the right direction. I'd say 10 out of 10 for that kind of episode.
There you go. Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was not the best episode of the season or whatever. Just like it delivered
It might have
on
been the best episode
everything.
of the season so far.
It's doing what it does.
Yeah.
It's here for I think the next one is gonna be better because now we have enough in our hands. Like they gave us enough, they fed us enough to take us on the ride now. Like we know enough to be
Yeah.
roller coastered.
Yeah.
Like slap down. And I'm waiting for this.
Before I give my rating, I'm going to read a few things on Twitch here that we missed. Talix, speaking of Saru, I love the way he touches his pin every single time he thinks about home and that conversation he has with Book at the end of the episode. I loved. Can I also just say real quick before I rate, I forgot to mention this. I loved seeing space dock being used and Discovery being repaired. Continuity, baby,
Yes.
and a really cool effect. I liked it.
Oh my god. Yes.
Haven's rating, since the dot model number is a dot 23, I'm rating it 23 out of 23. Always with the interesting facts, Haven. I love it. Talix gives it 9 deteriorating dots, and Myrla gives it 9 RIP dots. And there's one more episode before the mid-season break, Takako. That's right, next week's episode. Yeah, I'm not getting any shill money for this. I'm just shilling it because I love it. 10 out of 10. I love this episode, and it didn't give me all the feels. It made me feel how much I love the show at the end, but it was just good. It was really good. And yeah. So, wait, Stormy Weather is a Lena Horne song? Giraffe? And Ethel Waters. There it is. Okay.
Okay. I don't know who wrote the song. I know it from Ethel Waters.
Okay,
But,
gotcha.
I mean, let me check actually. Let's not say something. It's a song by Lena Horne. Let me see. Who did it? Who wrote it?
I think there's been a lot of people that done interpretations of it, but Stormy Weather lyricist was Ted Kohler.
Okay.
We can just look up.
I mean, there's
I
a
got it.
version by Duke Ellington. I mean, I know it from Ethel Waters, so
That's fine.
when I heard it, that's where my mind went. But Lena Horne, like yes.
It's one of those like the actual song itself is one of those Tin Pan Alley songs. And it's just been covered by
so many people.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Ethel Waters first sang it at the Cotton Club nightclub in Harlem in 1933.
Nice.
1933. Yes, I like old like.
I love old
30s
music
jazz.
too.
This
No,
is
I
my-
do too. I love 30s jazz. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, let's get into the subspace to poll and mailbag.
Hailing frequencies are open.
Giraffe, hit the poll. Hit to poll. Don't hit to poll. That'd be mean.
Oh, no, I don't want to hit the poll. Subspace to poll and mailbag. Okay, we asked the Twitterverse what they thought about episode 406. 69% said it was great. 17% said it was good. No puns? What's happening?
It's been a long day.
Getting from there to here.
Oh.
Oh my god. 7%.
Are you f***ing kidding me?
I'm gonna start again because you've been interrupting me.
Blame Hawk.
7% more than a rift. 7% said Stormy Weather. Who are you? 7%.
Yeah,
Do you
who
want
are you?
something?
Who are you?
Tell me.
Yeah,
Tell me.
yeah.
No, because I legit want to know. Like, what do you expect from Trek? That a space anomaly, a subspace rift, sentient AI, space eating dot, like somebody being jettisoned into space, decks being blown out, the people in the pattern buffer, the captain into fire, and you don't
Bridge on
what do you
fire.
The
bridge is
ship
on
literally being
fire.
torn apart. The flyer apart then.
What do you want from Trek? What
Agreed.
do you want from Trek?
Hey,
Like, I know she makes it. I know she was going to make it out at the end, of course, but at the same time, when you see just this flaming wreckage all around her and that, and the ship basically
They could
being
have
eaten
destroyed Discovery. That could have been a crazy twist, right? Like,
Yeah.
And she's in pain too. Like, I mean, I
Mhm.
was thinking we are going again in the episode. That's how good it is. Like, you see Janeway like going through year of hell, right? And she's always like, but like you see like Burnham like taking it, you know, and like being like
Yeah.
so much in pain. And it was like, oh, mother, is that you?
No,
Anyway,
that's Laurel.
yes.
Um,
Where are the Klingons?
where are the Klingons?
That's
We
what
want to
now-
know. Seriously, we need to know where the Klingons went. Guys, before we go on the mailbag that's on the outline, I have a very special mailbag from the Ensign Admiral herself. Her thoughts on this episode. It was a slow, quiet one, but I loved the continuation of Book's story and his grief over Quajon, as well as his love and respect for Michael. The way this crew treats each other really gives me hope for the future. Slow and quiet is not words I would use to describe this episode.
No.
But, I mean, whatever floats your boat there, Ensign Admiral. Yeah, interesting. Slow and quiet.
Did you watch the right one?
I think she did. I hope she
the
did.
robot was screaming.
Literally
Aaron.
screaming,
The robot
not
was
quiet.
screaming.
There was fire everywhere. Oh, man. Who wants to take Haven's mailbag?
I'll take this one.
Hit it, Hawk.
So Haven wrote, this episode is definitely worth a rewatch. I know I have said it previously, but this one was one I was happy to put back on Paramount Plus prior to tonight's podcast. To me, it didn't feel like a classic Frakes episode, which as of today, this is the 25th time we have seen his name in the credits, not attached to the name William Riker. But it definitely brought me to a standstill. The loss and imagery of Book's father throughout the episode, I can almost 100% guarantee is a direct reference and support for all of us, myself included, who have lost someone, either a friend, a family member, especially a parent, to the global pandemic. And I have never asked for this before, and in the spirit of Christmas being days away, I will ask everyone who listens to this, please treasure your loved ones. And for that, I wish the Strange New Pod a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays, and we wish the same to you.
Yes. Draft, take the next one, please.
Is it La Gemme?
I think
like
it's
in
L.A.
French?
Gem, but say
Oh,
I like
it's
Le
LA
Gem better.
Gem.
I like
La Gem,
Le Gem
yes.
better. So
Okay, La Gemme. Madeline wrote in her first ever mailbag. Oh yeah! Welcome.
yay!
You need to tell me on Discord if it's LA, like Los Angeles, or La, because in French, like, let me know. I watched the episode twice and then rewatched Calypso. Yeah, that's the way. I love this episode for so many reasons. I needed Burnham and Book to talk out their differences from last week, and Book acknowledging that he loves Michael was so beautiful. Yes. I had also been wanting to learn more about Book for a long time, so that part was gratifying, as well as Stamets' moments of personal growth. And Gray saving the day. 100% here for that.
I literally lulled when Stamets was like, "Well, I guess now's as good a time as any to learn how to delegate." So there you go. Yeah.
Me at work, 100%. 1000%.
Do you want to go back to you, Hawk, or do you want me to close it out? It's up to you.
Oh, I can take the last one.
Yeah, hit it.
Hold on. Jessica wrote, this episode was really lovely. Despite the crisis, it also felt like a breath of fresh air. I'm adding fresh there.
I saw. Yeah, I like it.
I love Book's role, his camaraderie with Paul, and facing the manifestation with his father. And then also that last conversation with Saru. It felt very complete and real. I also love Gray's parts. Helping Zora and discussing becoming a guardian, he is becoming a great character. Also, shout out to the bartender Ferengi. They seem really cool.
I knew it.
Yeah, of course.
Hope to learn their name and personality. As always, Michael is stunning as captain. She has such bravery and composure. The moment with her and Book in the hall was touching.
Indeed. Great mailbags this week, guys. Love it. And that's going to do it for our pre-Christmas episode. You'll see me and Giraffe one more time, but Hawk, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, guys. Sorry, I got to take a quick call.
No, that's it. That's fine. So,
No worries.
yeah, guys, if you celebrate Christmas, we hope you have a wonderful holiday. Oh, mute your mic.
Mute your mic. Mute your mic. Mute your mic.
I'm going to do that again. Guys, if you celebrate Christmas, we want to just say happy holidays. We wish you a very merry one. We will see you next week, right before New Year's. We're going to close the year off out with a bang. The mid-season finale of Star Trek Discovery, episode 407. I believe it is called But to Connect. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a fun review show. We'll see you next week. For Giraffe, for Hawk, I'm Julian. Live long and prosper. Majram. Merry Christmas. Good night.
Thanks for beaming into our podcast today. If you want to keep the hailing frequencies open, you can subscribe on Apple and Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. Like what you hear? Put in a good word with Starfleet and leave us a 5-star review.